All right. I think we are now live. Just want to make sure my audio is all correct. Um, Anybody said, yeah, I think we're good. Cool. So yeah, thanks for joining. If you're watching this, trying out a new thing or new service that was shared in a Discord channel that I'm in. It looks pretty interesting. It's called Vulnmachines. So let me actually bring up the homepage before we log in. And yeah, I think these kinds of things are interesting to understand how different vulnerabilities work. So by the looks of it, it has a list of vulnerable systems, and those systems are in some sort of, sorry, I'm just trying to rearrange my mic here. Those systems are on a service, I guess. I haven't logged in, so I don't know. I guess we'll find out soon. And yeah, you basically try exploit them. This type of thing is really good because it's good for several reasons. One is actually learning the vulnerabilities themselves, so like how deserialization can lead to RCE and that kind of thing. But it's also good to understand the implications of each of the vulnerabilities. So like Log4Shell, there's a lot of attention still to this day. It came out December last year. So there's still a lot of attention on it, and with that attention comes a lot of misinformation. So having a better understanding of the actual vulnerability can help you better assess things for your own organization. And yeah, it's just also expanding your knowledge on different things and seeing ways that different parts of code can be attacked and exploited and all that kind of stuff. So it's something I highly encourage. I've learned a lot going over some of the vulnerabilities. And you also pick up new things and new technologies. Like when I was looking at Spring for Shell, what was in like April timeframe, there was a lot in there that I actually learned quite a bit about. So it's very worthwhile doing that. So let's log in and see how it goes. Just give my username and password. And I have no idea what this is going to be like. Okay, so there are advanced labs, which, okay, seems fair enough. And then there are easier basic labs, intermediate labs. Okay, so basically 3 different levels. You have a game, you have mission, missions of that, home. Okay, so you have like some sort of dashboard showing you where you are and a scoreboard. Now, one of the things I need to make sure is, can I actually do a video on this? I just want to make sure that it's okay. I guess so, because there's already videos here. I just want to make sure it's not like Hack the Box, that you have to wait for the box to be expired or anything like that. I'm assuming that... Oh, yikes, that's loud. So yeah, I think we good. Yeah, it looks like it. I don't see any sort of terms and conditions. And there's a whole bunch of people on the leaderboard there. Cool. All right, let's give a box a go. Give a wall and take it from there. Hey, AppSec, bloke, how's it going? Love you too. Let's see. Is there a look? Just gonna get some music going. I'm using different headsets, so I might screw this up because that was pretty loud, the last one. But hopefully this won't be that loud in my head. Okay, that's right. Okay, so let's close these tabs. Oh, what? Yikes. Really logged me out. Maybe I clicked log out. I don't know. And that. All right. Let's log back in. All right. So we're not going to go for the very difficult ones. Let's see. I'm going to start off with idle. Idle is generally an easier one to do. So let's try that. See how that goes. And yeah, we can see. Okay. Lab access. So I guess this is the machine, yeah. So let's bring up Burp Suite. I've already got Burp running. What I don't know why that showed that like that. Let's just delete it. All right. Okay, and open a browser. And that. So, okay, that's where we submit the flag. Okay, cool. So here's a page here. Is there anything interesting in here? So I'm just gonna sorry, once. Bit too loud in my head. As I said, I'm using new headphones, so apologize. Cool. Right. So what do we get here? Pretty. So there's the idle. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna find our secret file. Just trying to get my sound down a bit. These headphones are touch sensitive and they're very pain with the headphones. I'll sort that out later. Hopefully I can make do. It's just difficult to concentrate with the headphones blurring away so much. Oh well. Cool. So we got download and a search field by the looks of it. So if we create search, so there's a create PDF, there's an ID, and then if we download it, so download fails for integer. What are we doing? So creates it, and then get an ID, and then download. Data 1. there's some interesting things. I don't think I was supposed to do that. I don't know. That's a Flask app. What else? I think it's expecting an ID. So do that. Name. I gotta remember. Is that? Oh, I gotta remember content. The form, content, the position. All right. So there's, okay, so different name equals, that's name. Name is followed by string. I gotta remember how you do this. Okay, field one. Okay. So we basically need to have a value there. Well, I think it's failing, so I just had it wrong. Put that there. There we go. That looks better. Is that okay? So yeah, that's the PDF. Let's actually try it and see what the PDF looks like. So let's go back and proxy, let's intercept it. And let's download that PDF. I'm gonna put that there, forward that. Okay, nothing that interesting there. Let's see if there's anything. Wait, why? Where's it here? Why is it not showing here? That is so weird. I'm so confused. Let me try that again. Because it's not appearing there. It should have appeared there. Which is kind of weird. Let's go back and try that again. So let's do an intercept. Download the PDF. Put that in. Forward that. Ah, that's why. Other binary. That's why. Okay. Alright. So we have stuff there, but I don't think it's the flag. Let's see. Is there any indication what the flag looks like? Sorry, there's something going on with my VM where it's just like really slow, and I don't know why. The like screen just doesn't update. All right, so okay, so the flag is VNM. That's the format of the flag. So obviously there is no VNM here. So what we should be able to do is send this to a repeater. Ah, no, sorry, not send this to send this to intruder. And idle is indirect object reference. So basically, you just change the numbers that you're referencing. So let's just start off small, and then we'll see from there. So we'll start off from 1 and go to, start off at 674. Let's just go up to like 684, 10. 684. And we're just going to go up one bar, increment the 1 each way. So if we start this now, okay, so we already got something interesting. Sorry, I'm going to just quickly change out my headphones because this music's a bit too much for me and I can't concentrate. So just 1 second. That's much better. Apologies about that. Yeah, I was just using different headphones, and these have got a touch control, which sounds great, but they actually are not meant to use. It's much better having an actual proper volume control. Okay, so yeah. Now we've sent this off to the repeater. Intruder, and we've incremented each one. So when you're doing this, you're looking for one of two things. You're either looking for a different status, so in this case we've got no different status, or you're looking at a different length, because that means something's changed. Significant difference. So if it's like, I don't know, 2 or 3, probably not much of a difference, but here it's almost, well, it's not a double, but it's quite significant. So what we can do is come to the response, and let's actually see what the response is like. And if we render this is one of the cool things about it. Yeah, so it's not found. So, but we do get an ID, so we do get a range. So what we can do is come back to our attack, and start off at 1, and it says up to 1500. So we'll hopefully get something along the way. So we know the 1248 is something. We know 2044 is it's not found. So what we can do is just let it run. This is the pro version. It's much faster. The free version, community edition, you can do this. It does throttle it though. So it might take a bit longer with the community edition. So let's just let it run that way. There is something else. Maybe we can do it as part of this. So we can do a grep. So let's yeah, let's try that. And what we're going to do is try to find that flag. What was it again? VNM with the squigglies. I could try regex, but my regex is not that great. So we should just be able to find text with this. So let's just clear those. Yeah, we want to clear those, and we want to add that. So it should now flag it. Let's see how that actually worked on our results. That's there. Okay, so results. So you can see here. So we didn't get anything there. It could just be my rubbish thinking. Yeah. So let's just ignore that for now and just come back to the results. So 1248, nothing interesting. So we can again that we can also search here. So let's look for VNM. Just that's all we're gonna look for. Okay. So there is no VNM. All right. So that isn't where the flag is, but let's go look through these. Maybe there's something here. So let's try run. That's not going to render because it's a PDF. So there is nothing there. Okay, so that was the original flag, the 645. Sorry, 674. So that's the original one. So we can ignore that one. So what is in 15? Anything interesting? Yeah. Media box. Okay, again, nothing that interesting. So I'm curious why these are different. So I'm gonna go. Let's get the response. Send it to comparer. So this is the original one. Send this to comparer, and then let's send one of these. Send to comparer, because I just want to see what the actual difference is between these. So there's a stream and duration dates, guess started. Okay, so maybe there's something in the PDF itself, but there's this one. Okay, so let's try actually download this PDF. So what we can do is request in a browser. Let's just go in a new session, and then this should pull it down. No, why is that? Copy that. Paste that there. Repeat requests. Oh, I've still got an intercept on. The amount of times that are like, what's going on? Oh, there we go. As a thought. The amount of times that I forgot, like I've got intercept on, and it's just like, what's going on? You wait, and then you eventually find it. So this one, there it is there. We found it. Not a bad little flag. So just to recap, what we did is we came into the page. Yep. Clicked on this. It generates this ID, but if you go click on this and download it, it fails. It fails because the ID itself is actually not being passed. So you need to add the ID there. We added the ID. It just returned a blank PDF. So we sent that into repeater and started with 10. Found some that failed because we saw that in the response. So for instance, this here failed, and it gives you actually a range. So we put in repeater a range, and then we just started looking for the ones with different values, and came across this one what stood out, kind of the odd one out, and then just downloaded the PDF using that ID, and away we went, and that's how we got the flag. So not a bad challenge there. I've got to find my browser. I've got to figure out a way that I can deal with these windows in a better way. So if anyone's got any ideas of how to deal with windows, multiple windows, so I don't have to Alt-Tab all the time, please let me know. It'll make life so much easier. Suppose I could actually try segment it. So have like Burp Suite here and then the browser there. But then things might be a bit squished up. All right. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, we got that one. Yay! First one done. Let's go to our missions. Right. So let's do the next one. Cross-site scripting. Let's try this one. So we'll copy that. Come to the browser. Just want to clear the cache. Everything. Okay. So just double checking. I think it's again that same. Okay, so there's. Oh, okay. We don't know what the format of the flag is like. Okay, so we've got to figure out the format of the flag. Interesting. Cool background. So that is okay. So we're ready. Here's a cross-site scripting vulnerability. The reason why I say this is the user agent header. So this is taking it from a header value that comes from the browser. This would be a reflected cross-site scripting vulnerability. And if you have a look at the request that we actually send, this one, yeah, you'll see it corresponds to this. So what we should be able to do now is put in a cross-site scripting vulnerability. So central reader. Let's just make sure there's no like sort of validation or that going on. So script alert, the kind of de facto boring XSS alert box. So that's injecting a cross-site scripting vulnerability into there, and this is good news because this here is raw. I'll explain why in a bit, why this is good news as opposed to some other times. So we should be able to, if we render this, we might even get a, no, we don't have because it's browser, but what we can do is now request this in the original session. I've got to just copy that. And we put that there. And there we go. There's our XSS. The reason why I say it's good to inspect it there is if you come here, you'll see this script alert script. Great, fine. Now, it's a bugbear of mine with the elements. I don't know why when you're viewing the source code, it doesn't actually show you the full source code. By that, I mean, if this is HTML encoded, it will still show it like this. Let me show you what I mean. So let's come back to this. Let's intercept the request. There's so the response to this, and let's say hypothetically it was HTML encoded. So let's go script. Oh no, not like that. Script alert. Script. Okay, so I'm gonna now intercept the response to this, and I'm just gonna HTML encode it. So you see there it's not HTML encoded. I just want to make sure I get the right values for HTML. So that's HTML encoding that. So proxy that there. There. And then we just need to HTML encode that. That's that. Okay, and forward that on. Now, you won't always see it here. So you might see this here. When it's like an input form and that, it might not show the text here. It's still relevant in what I'm going to show you. Actually, sorry. So in this case, we'd see it like this, and you go a div. But anyway, we can't do that. So let me just do this again. I forgot there's a div there. So let me do an intercept. Try this again. So if we want to close out that div, so we'll close that div out, so div, and then scripts, alerts, XSS, scripts, and then another div here, div, okay. And action do intercept. For that, we're gonna take that and HTML encode it. So I'm just gonna do I'm wondering if I should do the div as well. You know what, I'm gonna leave the div, so it will just like highlight it even more. So I'm just gonna HTML encode the script portion, and then forward that. Now you see it comes out weird. I got the wrong HTML coded, but the point still stands. So if you go and inspect this, let me that's annoying. Anyway, so if you inspect this, the point still stands. So if you have a look here, you can see the angled brackets. It looks like actual HTML, but it's actually not, as you saw. So if you go edit as HTML, then you only see the HTML encoding. I should have just used that. Would have been far easier. And that's the point. So you'll sometimes go, well, why is my XSS not working? And it's because it is actually HTML encoded. Just when you're viewing it in the elements straight up like this, it doesn't show you the HTML encoding. I really wish that would. I've tried to see if there's a way that you can change a setting or something to show HTML encoding, but the only way I figured out is if you go edit text. So actually edit as HTML. So you can actually see the raw HTML itself, or use something like Burp Suite and can see the response there. So that's that one done. I don't know if it detects that we've done it. I've got intercept on. Turn that off. Okay. I don't know how we're going to solve the flag, but let's try this. So this one, Labo 2. Cookies will help you alert labs. So what is in this one? Cookies will help you alert labs. So I'm assuming, yeah, so there's a cookie value, and I'm assuming it's taking the value from this alert labs. So if we change this to script alert script, so let's just send it to repeater again. Let's just make sure is doing cross-site scripting. So script alert XSS script. Let's send this off. Okay, so what we have here is a bit of a problem, right? We've sent off script alert script there, but it's come out weird here, so it's not doing the full script. I'm just trying to see if I did anything wrong. So what we could do something like that. Let's see if that will work. No. So it looks like it's truncating it. Yeah. So the issue here is cookies. Cookies use the semicolon there to separate different cookies. So this is saying this is a cookie and then script is a cookie. So if we remove that, that should work. Now, you could run into issues. Obviously, scripts needs semicolons generally. So what you would do here is maybe create something like, I don't know, a image. So a image, and then you can let's find an image. Can we use this one? Image. I'm just gonna search for some random image on the internet. So let's just copy this one. Oh, let's not. Why is that? Copy image address. Jeez, oh. Okay, I don't want that. Surely, XSS. I just want a simple image. So we're taking Portuguese one. Jeez, oh, what is it? I'm just gonna visit this. There we go. Copy image address. Hopefully, that's a bit better. And then what we can do is on mouse over equals. This one's probably not best. You could do, I think, the image tag. So let's double check. So these tags have different events associated with them. So on mouse over is if you move the mouse over the image. That's obviously not going to be always that good because you need someone to actually move the mouse over the image. So if they don't, that may not work. So here's the event attributes. I just want to see if there's like onload. So onload means it's going to fire when the actual element loads. So onload equals, and then here we can put JavaScript alerts XSS. Again, we can't put that. I think maybe if we escape it, it might work. I don't know. Or we could maybe Euro encode it. Let's try Euro encode it. I don't know if that will work. Let's try. So this would be ways around getting around that. Okay, so that, and then it should just be a matter of closing this off and close that out. Send this now. Wait, what? So your encoding does work. I just used the wrong character. There we go. That's better. So that's how we can sort that one out. But sometimes they'll strip it, so you have to find ways around it like that. Okay, so now if we request this in our browser, so that image didn't work. Why didn't it work? That's strange. Maybe I got the wrong. You know what? It's probably because there's like CSP or something like that with it. Huh. Yeah, there's probably like some CSP stuff going on that's preventing me loading it. Anyway, so that one didn't work. So what we can do is just come back to what I was going to do. But anyway, this is how you can get around some of the kind of things like with script alert script. For some reason, it's not doing it. But if I show you now on mouse over, it should still work. It didn't work there because I actually didn't load the image. I'm really disappointed about that. Maybe there's a way we can get another image. Let's just copy this one. Is that an image? No. How hard is it to find an image that's not like protected? Maybe a pervert doesn't have all sorts of things around the image. Jeez, oh, taking a while to load. Alright, so copy image address. Let's see if this is gonna work. Okay, so that's a PNG, so that might be a bit better. Alright, request image browser, copy that, and paste that there. There we go. So that executed because I actually loaded the image. And there's the image there. Now, that may not always be the best. You can do things like leave that out. So like maybe a hash. Oh, what am I doing here? So like a hash value. Hash. And then you just have to find the right events. So maybe on page show. I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll try it. So send that. Copy response browser. Copy that. Paste that. But that's not going to work. This will work. It should. So you can also use a div. The div on load, because the div will always load like this, unless there's like CSP or something. And then just make an empty div. So that's what the reason why I'm doing this is obviously with an image. It's going to be pretty obvious that it's there, unless you maybe find a very like a 1 pixel image. So this might be another way. So that's there. So that didn't work. Let's see why that didn't work. Let's inspect that. Okay, so it's probably div doesn't have an onload. What else can we do? Should have had an onload. So having references to something like this is really helpful as well. So you can actually see what sort of options are on each of the elements. Maybe it just doesn't have an onload. I'm pretty sure it must have had an onload. Yeah, that's not firing. Maybe we can do something like a H1. I'm just trying to get something that's not going to be visible. I'm not having luck. You just got to do trial and error. And there's also going to be resources online that will definitely show you a lot more. Maybe there's something in the console. No, it's weird. Like, did I get that right? On load, yeah. But as I mentioned, you can do things like on mouse over. Again, they've got to get over it. So if you hide it well enough and make it conspicuous enough, it should work. Put that there. No. Okay. Anyway. Maybe it doesn't have that. So, that's that one. Let's do another one. We still got it to trigger. So this one here, so this is local storage. Okay. So local storage, kind of like cookies. This is now moving on to HTML5. With more modern web apps that don't really use what do you call it, cookies anymore. They tend to use local storage, and local storage is kind of like a client-side database. In fact, in Chrome, I believe it is actually a SQLite database back in it. So what you can do is actually view it in your browser. So if you go there, and you can also view your cookies here. So there's all your cookies. So there's our alert labs. But you also notice there's local storage and session storage. So local storage is something that's going to be persisted. And then session storage is only for the life of that session. So if you close the browser tab and that, for instance, it should nuke what's server, and yeah. And this is kind of client-side databases, in a sense. So unlike cookies, so with cookies you have flags like the secure flag, the path, same site, so on and so forth. With these, there is no flags associated with them. Typically, the way you interact with these is via JavaScript. In fact, I don't know if there's any other way, or certainly I've not seen any other way interacting with these. So it makes things like cross-site request forgery, CSRF, almost non-existent. But it does mean things like cross-site scripting become a lot more worrisome with these, because you have JavaScript, you have access to these key value pairs, where with cookies you can just set the HTTP only flag and JavaScript can't access it. So there's a trade-off. But with more traditional ones, there are CSRF, and kind of not much of an issue. Kind of, while so kind of you got the same sites flag that limits it quite a bit, but it's still potentially an issue. There's a new flag as well. Same party. Hey, look at that. I don't know what same party is. It's maybe a new flag. So yeah, let's go ahead and try exploit that. Now this one probably is going to be a bit more difficult to exploit because it's JavaScript doing it. So it's not in the request itself. It's going to be here. So if you have a look here, there's this local storage. Yeah. The way you're going to do this is probably via I don't even know if that's going to work. I was going to say via like a CSRF vulnerability, but that's probably not going to work because it won't have access to it. So if you go look at the local storage, it's based on the domain, the host. So if we do a CSRF, the request is coming from another host. So it won't have access to either retrieve it or manipulate that cookie. But we do have something here. So we do have a cookie. So maybe that's probably still left over from the other one. Let's just clear that. So let's do this one again. Because I don't think it actually has a cookie. Yeah. Now I don't know how realistically you could exploit this in this one, because you need to change this value here, and this value is coming from the response. So the only real way of doing that is if you have a XSS vulnerability in the app itself, then you can get access to this and then exploit that, which I would then question, why do that? Just exploit the XSS that you've gained to do it. So I don't know what the point of this one is. I mean, we can always just put script alert script here, but this is editing the response, and it's not really, attacker wouldn't really do that. There's no viable means of doing that. You need a in the request itself. I'm just trying to see if there's also any other maybe thing from the request that is being used in the response, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, it's JavaScript in the response that's setting that. If it's set, if it's not set, then set it to alert labs. Alert labs is not null. Alert labs. I mean, you could change it, yeah. So script alert. That's, as I said, it's not very real world type thing. Okay, so we've changed it there and it's still not firing off. So I think we're gonna find out what I was trying to get at earlier. Okay, so this is something that drove me mad for a while. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. You can see here it is script alert script, right? It's there. It's not HTML encode or anything. Well, the problem is if you look at the way the browser's going to render this, it's going to load this, then it's going to load this after the page is loaded. It's not going to actually execute this. It needs an event to execute it. So this is essentially a DOM, a document object module XSS, because you're actually modifying the actual object DOM. Yeah, so what we need to do is come to our application again. Let's just include a H1 because I don't feel like finding another thing. So on mouse over equals JavaScript. I don't even think you need this, but I'm just putting it just in case. That's XSS. And then hello there. Load this now. Should see that. And there we go. As we mouse over it, it triggers the XSS. And that's because it's actually generating the event that's then calling that JavaScript. But as I said, it doesn't seem like a real world type vulnerability. Actually, you don't even have to. Is it because it's because it's way down at the bottom? Yeah, I don't know. Don't know how you would exploit that in the real world, other than it getting the value from somewhere and you maybe inject it. I don't know. So stored XSS. This one is probably the more dangerous one. So if you go like, so I'm not going to put my name, but let's say Bob. All right. So it's probably just going to go first name and then stored under database. So there'll be some backend database that takes this and then reflects it back. So if we clear this and clear that. And just to show you, so if we send this to repeater and we don't actually call a post, but if we call a get, it might do it. Let's see. Okay, maybe not. Just take that out. Don't need that. Okay, well, the point is, if you do a get, you should get Bob back. So the stored XSS is dangerous because you can then save this, and then it will come back and show it for any user that actually gets it. So, oh, actually, it should have worked. Okay, so there. I don't know why that didn't work. So here you can see it's stored in the database, and its name is Bob. Alright, so anyone who visits this page is going to see Bob. So if we change that to an XSS, we actually don't even need to do that. We just go scripts. And spell it out, scripts, alerts. Script. Alright, script alert script, not two T's, one. And send that. Now we'll get the XSS, database stored in database, and you get the XSS, and that's stored there. What you actually really want to do is something like Bob, and then your XSS would be doing something behind the scenes, so that they wouldn't see it. Obviously, you don't want to let people know that it's been compromised. So if we do this, you see name and database Bob, call this, and there's Bob there. So that's why stored XSS can be so dangerous, because if I just clear my cache and I come back to the page, it will still be there. So anyone who visits this page will still see this. Whereas the first one was reflected cross-site scripting. So it's only the user, affects pretty much one user. So you have to get them to click on the phishing link or something like that. That's why that one can be a bit dangerous. I am coming to the end of the session because I need to jump off. But hopefully this has been helpful. These challenges aren't too bad. I will see if I can do some more. I just gotta, yeah, this one I'm not too sure. Maybe once we finish the lab 11, it might work and give us the flag. I don't know. I don't know how this works, but we'll see. But yeah, unfortunately, I was hoping to see if there were actually any like non kind of CTF-ish things. So we might even be able to see if we can see some of the CVEs. I was hoping. Are there any CVEs down here? I don't know. I'll have a look and see what that's all about. But yeah, hopefully this has been helpful. Catch you on the next one. Have a good one. Cheers.
Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at